What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Real Junkies. I'm your host, Ferran, here again with my man Vito. And if you've been following the show at all for any period of time, you know this was my most anticipated movie of the year, so I'm hyped. And definitely a movie that I think is pushing the MCU on a trajectory that it hasn't been on in a while. We're kind of righting the ship a little bit, and that's Fantastic Four First Steps. I just want to first acknowledge the path it took for us to get to this particular Fantastic Four movie. And I'm not talking about the MCU. I'm just talking about Fantastic Four movies, period. We had the one in the 90s. I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to speak on that one. Haven't seen it. Not my place to speak on it. I have seen all the other ones, though.
Fantastic Four and then the Fantastic Four 2.
Yeah, there's the original one I came out, I want to say like 04 or 05, 06. And then you had
06?
I want to say 2007, but this is all going off memory. But you had the original Fantastic Four, or to me the original, and then Rise of the Silver Surfer in like the mid 2000s. Which, are they great movies? No, but do they have a lot of personality, and are they very nostalgic? If you grew up on those films, yes. So that's the relationship I have with those movies.
They were good at the time to me.
Yeah, like for what they were at that time, I don't think those movies are that bad. Like they're a little corny. The dialogue's a little shaky at times. Like there's things you could pick apart in those movies, but overall, like that's my era of superhero movies that I grew up watching. So to me, those original Fantastic Four movies are always like very nostalgic for me. Even though they're not like the best films in the world, I still enjoy them. Then you get to the 2015 Josh Trank one.
2015? What?
Yes.
They didn't come out with a 2015 Fantastic Four.
You're right. I would like to pretend that movie doesn't exist.
That don't even sound right.
You're right. You're right.
Was it an animated movie?
No, it was live action.
It was a lot of animated Fantastic Four shows.
It was live action. Michael B. Jordan was the Human Torch. Miles Teller was Mr. Fantastic.
Let's say this again. Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic, and Michael B. Jordan is Johnny Storm.
Torch. Kate Mara is Invisible Woman.
Been? See, why would? What's happening here? What's happening here?
Yep. I mean, hey, that they explained it to say Kate Mara was the adopted sister because the daddy was black.
I thought we agreed not to talk about this movie ever again.
I mean,
I don't care in what context.
I'm giving context to why it's so special that we've gotten here. Because I contend.
You mean why it took 20 years?
To finally get
10 years to get another one.
Yeah, I mean, well,
to get
the performance of that is the reason it took this long, I think, to get to this. I think when I can't remember the exact year where Marvel acquired 20th Century Fox or Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, but I think they were waiting for the stench of that Fantastic Four movie and the more recent X-Men movies, your Dark Phoenixes and your Apocalypses, like waiting for those movies to kind of fade from people's memory before they try to reintroduce these characters. And I'm so glad we finally got an actual proper adaptation of Fantastic Four for the first time in my lifetime, probably ever, actually. Because even with the early 2000s ones, like those were cool. Like I said, those movies aren't the best. I just enjoy them because I grew up with them. But objectively watching those aren't great movies, right? So this is the first Fantastic Four movie we've gotten ever that I think you can say is truly quality, truly a really great movie. We haven't gotten that before for various reasons. You know, early 2000s superhero movies were kind of hit and miss. Hollywood didn't really understand what they had with a lot of superhero properties. They were just making these movies because these characters have popular IP names, but they didn't really truly understand how to tell these character stories. I mean, in Rise of the Silver Surfer, Galactus is a cloud. Like they didn't really understand what to do with a lot of these characters.
About that.
Yes, Galactus was a cloud. Like they just didn't know what to do with a lot of these characters, right? So it's a different era, a different time. 2015 one, no excuse. We're like the MCU is a thing by now, and even though that Fantastic Four movie isn't a part of the MCU because that was a Fox movie before Fox was bought, like y'all had enough context at this point on how to make a proper superhero movie to know that wasn't it. And I don't even blame Josh Trank because Josh Trank has been on record saying that the studio came in and basically like butchered the film he wanted to make.
This is the thing, man. So two things. One, I always wonder, like when directors and writers and producers say that shit, like how much did the studio actually do? Like that's always in the back of my mind. Like, was that you, or did they have like some ideas and then you was just like, no, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, do you feel like it's a cop out?
Yeah, so it feels like a cop out sometimes.
Yeah.
The second one part is we already had fucking what, 4, 5 X-Men movies at this point. I don't remember when
Quite a few.
the future X-Men came
Days of
out.
Future Past was 2014, if I'm
Okay,
not mistaken. So it was around that era.
so we had at least no, still 5 because we had the 3 X-Men movies. We
Yep.
had Wolverine. We had
Wolverine.
Wolverine 2.
Yeah.
Then we had we had 6. Sometimes I can't count. Numbers are hard. So
I
we had
understand.
6 superhero movies that they've already had. Now, people, I think also we were at a time where when those movies came out, everybody said all those movies have been bad. All right.
Yeah.
Now, going back to rewatching them, some of them are not bad. Some of them are. Sometimes it's just what exactly it's not the film as a whole. People didn't like those fucking outfits in X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men
Mhm.
3, and that was the reason why some people didn't like the movies. But this movie, no. You had mutants showing their powers to fucking crazy heights, and then 2015 Fantastic Four comes around. So you're like, all right, it's cool, we gonna see some shit. And that shit was just ass. It was terrible.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what fucked me up. Because, like, the first 25 to 30 minutes of that movie, you like, okay, this ain't that bad. And then they do, after they get their powers, they do that time jump. And boy, everything from that time jump on felt like a different movie.
I wish I could tell you that I remember that movie.
I remember everything before the time jump. Because I remember watching it thinking, like, everyone told me this movie's ass, but so far, this isn't terrible. And then it jumps, and I'm like, "Oh, well, this is what y'all was talking about."
So
yeah, this shit is ass.
The only thing I really remember is Johnny and Sue being mixed, or one being white, one being black, which was that's when the nigga should have been like, "Oh, get this woke shit out of here." You know, that's when they should have been up in arms. That's when they should have been up in arms.
That's the one time we could go like, nah, this. I'm sorry, I'm trying too hard now.
What the fuck was that?
This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it.
Like, wasn't their dad was alive in that movie?
Yeah, their dad was black. That's why I was like, at that point, I mean, like,
when they went to space, he was still alive.
Yeah,
and if I'm not mistaken, so Johnny and Ben have always been good friends, but like originally it's Ben and Richard Reed, who are friends.
Yeah, they were like college roommates in the comics.
And I think in that one it was like, I think, I don't remember because I tried to block it out. I think in that one they were best friends still, like not Johnny and Ben.
Yeah, well they started focusing on, and we're spending more time talking about this movie than I would have liked. That's my fault. I apologize. Yes, but they started off with Ben and Reed like growing up together, like they were doing like high school projects and shit together or whatever, or college projects, whatever. But they started off focusing on their friendship, and then like as they grow into the Fantastic Four, I think is when you get more of like the Johnny and Ben dynamic that you see a lot of in First Steps, which is obviously a far superior film. But we really just say all that to say, like, the journey to get to Fantastic Four First Steps, I think, gives a lot of context as to why people are loving part of the reason why people are loving this movie so much. Aside from it just being a great movie, like, we've been waiting for Hollywood to get the Fantastic Four right for literal decades. Literal decades, from the 2000s to the 2010s and now the 2020s. We've been waiting decades for them to get these heroes right. So I think it's worth noting now that we've finally gotten a quality Fantastic Four movie to acknowledge the road it took to get here, because it wasn't a smooth one at all. It just wasn't.
So I'm sitting here looking at the cast list, because I remember Doom being in there, and I remember him being, they took some liberties in this movie, to say the least. And they took some liberties with Doom as well. But I'm looking at the cast list, and the guy that played Doom, I guess he was in another movie with Michael B. Jordan, which I remember him not. Without Remorse came out on Amazon Prime.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I only mentioned this because Fantastic Four is on Disney Plus. Did not know that.
Which one? The Michael B. Jordan one?
Yes. It's a 4.5 on IMDb. I have to check that out.
You're more than welcome to watch that. I'm not watching that movie again.
So
more than welcome.
I've been seeing so many mixed reviews about this movie.
About Fan Four Stick or First Steps? I call it Fan Four Stick. It's the way never mind. You'd have to see the poster of the movie to understand that joke. Never mind. Continue. Okay. It's like they have a 4 right in the middle of the Fantastic. It looks stupid, but continue. Yeah, okay. So it literally reads like Fan Four Stick on the poster of that movie. Yes, it looks stupid.
I've been seeing so many different reviews. I've been seeing comparisons. They've been comparing this and Superman, which I think it's always hard when people compare Marvel and DC for different reasons.
Yeah.
You look at any MCU movie outside of this one and outside of pretty much the last three Avengers movies.
Uh-huh.
Nah, it last two. You know, they try and stay grounded somewhat, and the DC
Depending on the property,
and
yeah.
DC movies, you know,
Unless
don't
it's Batman, they don't.
except that
Yeah.
Batman is unless it's Batman, they're balls to the wall. They're like, fuck it, you know, we have powers. We're going to use our powers. We don't care how bad it looks, how good it looks. We're going to do this, and we go, or they think it looks good. So, but same thing. We waited so long for a good Superman movie, decent movie, blah blah. I was never going to compare these two movies. It's two completely different
Yeah.
movies. You
Yeah.
got one where you have one person who's the star of the movie, and you got four people has to be stars of this movie.
I actually think this movie did that like very well. This is the best of like utilizing all different members of the Fantastic Four to their peak that I've seen in any Fantastic Four movie. Obviously not saying much
Yeah.
considering what we've
So
had before, but
I don't know. I think the first one did a better job with like
really, how
utilizing.
so?
I don't feel like so Johnny was a very important member. I didn't really like his casting. Still, even
You didn't like Joseph Quinn, really?
I don't know. He just like I don't know. Maybe it's how blonde his hair was, and maybe
All
he
right,
should have had.
bro.
I don't know. Like it was just
I'm thinking this nigga about to say something about the way his character was portrayed.
no. He portrayed the character well. I do think some of
Yeah.
his like quips kind of fell a little flat. I
Okay.
wasn't really a fan of him and his quips, and it could have been the writing of the quips. It could have been how he delivered them. You know, it's really hard for me to tell because the only thing I've seen him in that I can really recall was Stranger Things, and that's just not
Yeah.
him.
He was
So
in Gladiator too, but I don't know if
yeah,
that's about the
failed
only
it,
other thing I can think of that I've seen him in outside of Stranger Things.
but it just kind of fell flat at times. Again, very important to the story. Honestly, Sue might have been lacking the most. Ben gets his
Really?
whole
I
side
totally
story.
disagree.
Ben gets his whole side story with
Yeah.
Natasha. I forget her last name, but first thing I seen her in was Prison Break, and then I started watching shit and it's like, oh shit, she's been acting for.
Yeah. Oh, the girl
Uh,
that played Rachel Rosman in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to my sister. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone, but you know, being Grim, you know, he got it. You know, being Grim, he get around, man. I still think his little him wearing clothes is hilarious. Like him just not wearing shorts or just not
Yeah.
him just wearing pants is
Uh-huh.
so fucking hilarious. Like why this nigga got on a fucking suit and tie? Um,
It does look interesting, especially when you're like used to like how he's been portrayed on screen
yeah.
before, and to see him just like fully clothed with like and
Even
like
in
well dressed too.
even in
Like it
comics
does
and
look
in the
different.
cartoons, like he's not wearing. But also, we got to look at this universe that they're in.
This
This
is like
universe,
a 1960s style.
yeah,
It's
they're
very
not
crazy. It's like a weird period of like. Granted, this does take place in an alternate universe from the
1967.
main MCU storyline. They set that up immediately. Like, hey, we get the main MCU story is over here, and these characters are going to get over there at some point. But right now, this is a separate universe, which was smart because there was really no way to introduce the Fantastic Four over there
No.
and not have to at some point address where have they been all this time.
Well, they could have. They could have made them. They could have made them very new,
That
very new.
Yeah,
And
that would have been the only way. You would have had to
the
introduce them
they
like
would have.
now. They
I
exist
think they would have
now.
had to make them
Yeah.
a younger group of people, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to do the Franklin thing. Yet.
Franklin story. Yeah. I
Uh,
think having it set in another universe was the best course of action because you get to have them be fully realized Fantastic Four. Because by the time this movie starts, you get the origin story kind of. Like they give you the brief
I forgot to
origin,
say,
but they start
love
off
that.
as established when this
Love
movie
that.
starts.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
this when Spider Man came out when
Yeah.
we watched Friendly Neighborhood Spider Man, but they did the same thing in Spider Man the Sony Spider Man live action. They did it in Superman. They did it in Batman. We don't need to see these origin stories anymore. Like,
Certain characters, we've seen it too much.
yeah, we've seen it too much, and I think they did a great job of talking about it with like in a good little 3 minute clip, 4 minute clip of how they got their powers, how they came to be, what they've been doing. Because I think this is year 4 or 5 of them being the Fantastic Four when they when Galactus shows up or when
Mhm.
Silver Surfer shows up. I want to say that's
Yeah.
what they said is year 4. So I love that. I really need that to keep happening. So when we get the X-Men movie, I don't need to see a whole fucking synopsis about the X gene being selective
Mhm.
and it being random and this and this and this and this and this. I don't need to see that shit again. But the
Yeah.
last one I was gonna say about I think like I said, the reason I said Sue didn't get enough time is because you really don't see Sue act until you don't really she's doing things,
Mhm.
but like and until the end of the movie where she's like she started big dog and shit, she has some roles here and there. She doesn't have that many lines. I always would like to see Sue with more people than
Okay.
than um than Reed, Johnny, and Ben because we know she's a scientist. I don't know what type of fucking scientist she is. I've never known. They try to make it seem like Reed's the only scientist, but all of them are like
All of them are supposed to be
yeah,
scientists.
they're all
Yeah.
scientists and shit. But like I guess when you with the strongest man in the world, I mean, smartest man in the world, you being a scientist too don't mean shit.
Yeah.
So
Don't.
I would like to actually see them, talking and speaking to other people. 100% makes sense. 100% makes sense that he doesn't talk to anybody but the people that he's around, that he loves his family. And they even do it in here where they're like, hey, you didn't do this, this, and this. He's like, oh, I forgot this and this. Because he's in his lab, he's thinking about shit, thinking about shit, thinking about shit. You see Ben have different conversations with people. We see Ben on the street. And
Ben has like the most, I think, development
yes,
as far as just like his background. I think out of all the characters in here for sure.
I think they like I said, this is another thing when I said what I wasn't really feeling Johnny. I mean, again, he was very important to the story, but we also don't see the Playboy Johnny. They
I think
they
that was intentional though,
they
and
they
I'm
mentioned
kind of glad we didn't.
they mention it. I mean,
Yeah,
we could have seen him with one somebody, dog.
that is
Like
true. No,
like
Johnny, a Johnny Storm with no women around does feel odd. Like that's just not how we're used to seeing that character.
and it's weird. Again, it's weird to me because they don't really interact with anybody else.
Yeah,
You know, like I said, even when they do the little press conference things, they're barely speaking to people.
yeah.
They answering questions from the reporters and shit, but like any other time, like they don't really interact with that many people. You see, even when and we ain't said it yet because it took us a long ass time to get to the actual movie, but we gonna throw some little spoilers in there for y'all. So
Some light spoilers.
some
Yeah,
light
I mean
spoilers.
it's we don't want to give too much away. This movie is kind of fresh, but it is hard to discuss this movie the way we want to without
And,
going a little in depth. So some small details might get
and
revealed.
I said that because when they meet with Mo Man, fucking he have his little quips with
Uh,
Reed, his little quick back and forth. And
My
then they
man
come
was just really trying to
yeah,
get to
yeah.
Sue the whole time.
Well,
Let's just be real. If
and
we're just gonna be 100%
he
honest,
also said it though. He's like, "Yo, it's a scary time right now. Niggas need to joke. Joke. He ain't say niggas.
I hope he didn't say niggas. I hope he ain't say
But
niggas.
he's like, yeah, we need to joke around. I was like, it's a real serious time. It's a scary time right now, so we need to
Yeah,
joke around. But you see, even those interactions, how quickly that they go off, and like Sue's just like, she's the diplomat, and they say it. They in the movie, it's the United Nations is not the United Nations. It's the Future Foundation, which
yep,
Sue Storm headline. I would like to see more of that. We do see a scene where she's like walking through the halls of the
yeah.
assembly building, and then she goes invisible to hide from somebody. Who the fuck was that black lady? Was that was that her
She
assistant, her
she
secretary?
pops up
Was
a
she,
lot. I guess she's like she works for the Fantastic Four in some capacity.
that's
I
what,
couldn't
but
remember exactly what her role was. I don't remember if they said it in the
I
film. I
don't
just know
think
she
they
works
did.
with the. I know she works at a lot of times whenever the Fantastic Four are doing something. Like when they had the press conference, remember she was the one teeing up the questions for them. So like she works with them in some
I
capacity.
thought so because they did mention like the Fantastic Four got rid of like nuclear weapons and shit like that, and they're working on like peace around the world. Like they did weapons proliferation, proliferation. Damn, that word is on the tip of my tongue.
Words,
I can't get it out. Words are hard, but
words are difficult.
I'm thinking like, oh, she's the if we're talking about this UN, she's like the UN general or something like that.
Hmm.
Like she's a high, but it's kind of just. there they don't really say what she does.
Yeah,
But
they don't really go in
um,
depth with her character a lot. She's just kind of there.
I do want to give a shout out to my big buddy. Can't remember this nigga name. I'm looking it up now. He was in See, I got all fucked up and turned around because I started looking up the Fantastic Four movie. The one that we promised not to talk about anymore.
Oh, the one that doesn't exist.
Yeah, but
We're just gonna operate like that movie don't exist.
Paul Walter Hauser, who plays Mo Man in this movie.
Oh yeah, but Mo Man, yes,
So
yes.
I
What's
I, I got
what's
hip
so funny? I got something after you done.
I got hip to him from Cobra Kai, and then I started seeing him stuff, and then I just found out
Okay.
like he's also a professional wrestler, which is
I did not know that.
it's so fucking random and hilarious.
That's random for sure. I do love though that initially when he was announced as a part of the cast in this movie, but it was kind of like similar to what they did with Sacha Baron Cohen and Ironheart, where they announced he was cast in the movie but wouldn't say what character he was playing, and everyone in unison went, he's playing Mephisto. That's kind of what happened here. Like they announced his casting and they wouldn't say what character, and everyone in unison just looked at what he looked like and said, it's no way in hell he's not Mo Man. I just thought that was very interesting how people caught on to that very quickly.
I think we discussed this already, but I thought John Malkovich was supposed to be in this movie.
He was.
Okay, he got cut.
John Malkovich was supposed to be in this movie. He was actually, I think, in the first trailer. His scene, the scene that he was supposed to be in, he was in the first trailer. He was supposed to play. Is it Red Ghost? There's an actual Fantastic Four villain from the comics he was supposed to be playing.
Oh, they mentioned him in the
his character is mentioned in the movie.
Yeah.
He just doesn't appear. But like when they're listing off the list of villains that the Fantastic Four have fought at the beginning of the movie, the character John Malkovich was supposed to be playing was mentioned, but he just, for whatever reason, his scenes got cut.
And I hate that because for the MCU to have a actor of the caliber of John Malkovich
and then not use him,
use him is insane.
Crazy.
I hope whatever the fuck they're doing that he put him in fucking Doomsday, put him in Secret Wars,
or just put him somewhere. Don't just have access to John Malkovich and then just leave him on the cutting room floor.
That would have been like if George Lucas was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna use you, Sam."
Yeah, like we got Samuel L. Jackson to be in Star Wars. Let's cut his scenes. What? Like, nah, I don't.
Get rid of this nigga, man.
Yeah, like what's purple? Fuck the gay. Just do a purple lightsaber. Told him it was okay. Get him up out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
wild. That's very wild.
And having John Malkovich and cutting his scenes is crazy work. I was very surprised when I saw that report because they announced it before the movie came out that John Malkovich scenes have been cut, and I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. First of all, you put him in the trailer. So it's nuts that you're cutting his scenes. First of all. Second of all, the fact that even if you hadn't put him in the trailer, you had John Malkovich in your movie and you're cutting his scenes. The final product we got was great. So I don't want to go back and forth and act like I know more than Max Shackman on how to direct this film and what scenes to include and what not to include. But that's just an odd decision.
Let me
have John Malkovich and leave him on the cutting room floor.
Let me get this out before we get any deeper into this. We kind of at this point just been talking shit.
Hey, a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, we've given actual solid critique really so far. Shit, I feel so.
So I'm gonna just throw this out there, man. I thought it was going to be better. It wasn't a terrible movie. I didn't hate it. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Yeah. But I meant to bring this up earlier, but we got so turned around, and you were saying I think they could have did better. I think they could have did a lot better.
I don't hate that take. I actually, the person I watched this movie with said, like, I liked it. It's good, but it just felt underwhelming.
That's exactly what it was. So I told you already. I was like, I'm not really excited for this movie. I didn't get excited till I was in the fucking theater getting ready to watch this movie. I'm like, all right. And things happen. So, and me and you always talk about pacing, dog. My sister brought this up this time. Like we're walking out of the movie theater, bro, and she's like, I don't know, it was a little slow. I'm like, you know what? It was slow. You know, I think the only time that was really the pace seemed like it picked up was when they went to space, when they went back to space. That's the only time. Outside of that,
the first time they went to go see Galactus.
Yeah. Everything else was very slow. Now, I'm not mad at it because I guess it's hard to compare. It's hard to compare this movie to other movies. That's why I really like to compare movies by themselves. Now, if this would have been in the main MCU, I would have been like, yeah, this shit terrible, this shit trash for that reason. But it's not. They're in an entirely different universe. You know, things are being done differently. So I enjoyed it, but I did feel like it was slow. One thing I did like that they did, me and you talked about, I'm trying to stop watching trailers, and they didn't actually put a lot. Well,
until the end.
it
Like the
actually,
last trailer gave more information than I would have liked.
I was
But
about
up
to
until
say
that point, you're right.
it's hard to say they didn't give us a lot of information, but uh, it wasn't honestly it wasn't much to give. I think
Yeah,
I think they put some bangers in the trailers, like that part where she comes down, where Silver Surfer comes down,
that's
and she's talking to
top
them.
3 scene in the
I
entire
wish
movie.
I would not have seen that trailer, dog.
That's
Cause
top
that
3
shit,
scene in the whole movie. She came down. Hey, y'all world's about to get destroyed by the Devourer. Hold your family close.
nigga,
Say the shit that you've been wanting to say but haven't. Because when I come back, I'm going to come back with him.
nigga, that shit. I'm like,
I
yo,
herald your
yo,
beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
that shit
Boy,
was hard. That shit
I
was
was like, and in an instant after that scene, I was like, you know what? I'm cool not having Norrin Radd in this movie. I'm cool. I'm cool. She just cooked with that. I can't even be mad, bro. I'm cool we don't have Norrin Radd as Silver Surfer in this movie. I would like to see him at some point. I don't want to just the MCU to just go and then that's the only Silver Surfer we get. I feel like we should get Norrin Radd as Silver Surfer at some point. But
that's
Julia Gardner killed that. Not gonna lie.
I'm be honest.
Julia Gardner killed that.
She may have been, and again, she didn't have that many.
She didn't have that much dialogue, but she
and
didn't
that's what I
have
was
to.
saying. It's hard.
She didn't have to.
But it's hard for somebody to have, for one singular person to have. I'm sorry, it's hard for multiple people because I think Reed may have had the most dialogue in this movie, but it's hard for them to have, for all of your actors to have a lot of dialogue when it's called the Fantastic Four. So you want to show these 4 people, you want to show but you also got to show the antagonists. So you got 5 people, technically 6, because you add
really.
Galactus in.
Yeah.
You have 6 people sharing 2 hours of screen time.
Less than that, actually.
So that was it fell short because it was.
It was only like an hour and 50. I think like an hour 50 minutes, which is shorter than what I think this movie should have been.
No, and they probably. I mean, I get it because people. I don't think people are getting. I think 2.5 hours for some movies is like cool. Like Avengers Endgame, me getting if I get 2.5 hours of that, that's fine because I've been dealing with this build up for so fucking long.
Yeah.
But this build up to Doomsday has been kind of.
I mean, it's been lackluster because technically the entire time we haven't been building up to Doomsday.
No, you're right. So
for the first like 2 phases of this after Endgame, we've been building towards a different Avengers movie that wasn't Doomsday, and then even you have to switch at the last minute.
They was just doing shit. They wasn't even building towards.
They weren't even building towards Kang, honestly, before this. So you're right.
They had no plan. So I think, like I said, I did enjoy the movie. She's probably my favorite character within this movie.
I agree. Silver Surfer, and this is where I disagree. I think Silver Surfer and Sue Storm are the highlights of this movie. But for different reasons. Silver Surfer is just badass. Like she's just like doing shit on screen. Like when they were in the little wormhole, not the wormhole, but when they were in the I don't even know what to call it, the hyperspeed. I don't know.
And she jumped in that motherfucker.
And she jumped in before she phased through their ship and almost took Franklin out of Sue's stomach. They go in hyperspeed.
Wow,
which was crazy.
What?
Then she pops up. She's on their tail. She's dodging all the beams because the beams are getting curved. She's dodging the beams. She's doing like hugging against the wall and shit. Then they like finally hit her. They finally hit her with the beam. Like Johnny finally gets a clean shot. Boom, she right back on their ass. I'm like, bro, she was just a problem. Like, you know those villains where like they're not the main villain of the movie, but they're like the ones causing the most trouble. Like she's just a consistent issue, just a consistent problem. That was Silver Surfer in this movie.
I'm gonna give you this example. I don't know how many people play video games, but in Far Cry 3, the main bad guy. I'm sorry, the secondary bad guy, which is Voss. It's not even the main bad guy. This nigga's the main. To you, he's the main bad guy.
Because he don't want to be in the pain in your ass the most time.
This is who you see. This is who getting.
Yes.
But then you find out he worked for another nigga.
Yeah. That was Silver Surfer in this for sure. Like she was the problem. She was like really the problem. Galactus is the problem because like obviously he eats planets. So like when he gets here, he's gonna eat your planet. Your whole civilization is gonna be gone. But as far as who you're dealing with face to face, who's on your ass right now, Silver Surfer was not
So
playing.
and how the kids say now, like, oh, they're over farming.
No, she
She
was.
was over when she
She was.
when
She was.
she went through when they got to Galactus and she went through they shit and they sitting there, they like, oh, we good. And she starts coming through the fucking ship, and she came through. It's just the fact that she came through so slow, and it felt intentional. And she's like,
Yeah.
y'all shouldn't have came.
Y'all shouldn't have came here. She's like, hey, whatever y'all thought y'all was gonna accomplish, y'all shouldn't have pulled up here. Not to this. Awesome scene, by the way. Like, I do, because that was one of my things. I was like, okay, are we actually gonna see how Galactus consumes planets in this? I'm glad they actually showed an example of that.
We didn't just see a bunch of wires.
Yeah, or like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't just go like, oh, he eats planets, or like there's a scene in here, not to give too much away, but there's a scene in here after Silver Surfer shows up and gives the warning, like, y'all, your planet's marked for death. You know, the Fantastic Four go back and they're tracing where the Silver Surfer's been. They're like tracing her energy signature, and they're like, hey, all these planets she's been to, these planets aren't here no more. Like, they've all been destroyed. So that thing, the shit she says Galactus can do, it can do that. So I did like that, you know what I'm saying? They were very intentional about showing that, because they really could have just left it there. Like, hey, she's been to all these places, and then boom, that's all the context you get, that Galactus destroys planets. They're like, no, when y'all go to see, we're going to show you exactly how he does this. I'm glad we got to see that. And also, because we didn't really touch too much on the chemistry between the Fantastic Four. I think, because you mentioned, you know, they don't really interact with a lot of people. I don't think they needed to. Like, I was very content with just the interactions between the four of them, because I think out of all the Fantastic Four movies we've gotten, once again, not saying much because of what we've gotten before, it just hasn't been all that. But I think this is the best we've had as far as interpersonal relationships and how they interact with each other. We've gotten on screen with the Fantastic Four by far.
Like I said,
this is the best we've gotten.
In these movies, we'll usually see two people having an interaction, or not like other people in the room, but so I want to say the first one, you do see a lot of Ben and Johnny together, and then you see a lot of Sue and Reed together. You rarely see her with Johnny, but then she'll make mention like that because that's her brother and shit. Yeah. And the second one, you see a lot of Ben and Reed together, because that's when he gets his powers taken, right?
Or they get their powers like transferred from one person to the next.
Yeah, so you know that whole thing happens. No, you're right. They spend a lot of time together. So like even from the preview or the trailer, when the whole family dinner thing,
yeah,
I thought it was funny because like you come in, he's like, and they show this part in the trailer. He's like, or the teaser at this was, y'all late for family dinner, and he like late. I'm like, wait, do they have family dinner? But what's going on, it makes sense now, you know.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. But even when what was it? Where did she go? I think when they found out what the plan was gonna be for Galactus, and she went down and her and Reed walked away. And Johnny and Ben were in the room talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to debate, like, all right, so somebody gotta go see her. Somebody gotta go check on them. You go. And they keep going back and forth. And then she pops up in the bed, like, because she was invisible and shit. She just pops up and scares them. It's like, I don't remember which movie it was. I want to say it was an MCU movie. I could be wrong. But they were talking about how people use their powers in movies. Like, to not do, like, superhero shit. Like, there's no way that you're not using your powers to use. Like Reed used his fucking
casual things around the crib.
Reed used his powers to keep writing on a board so he could stand in the same place that he was at. Yeah. You know, and Sue is, I mean, I guess she's doing practical jokes, and I mean she did turn invisible to hide from somebody, but I don't really consider that like everyday shit.
Everyday shit. No, it was cool to see like they use their powers how like a normal person would if they had those abilities to just like make life more convenient. Yeah,
Johnny did too.
I'm gonna say Johnny
when the power went out.
Yeah, I was like when the power went out, Johnny did too. Everyone had their moment. Everyone had their moment for sure.
No, well, Ben was fucking playing with kids. I don't think lifting up a car is normal mundane shit.
Yeah, lifting up a car is not, but it's like, you know, hey, by super strength standards. I mean,
no, because I feel like any superhero that want to play with kids and like want them to laugh is going like if the nigga would have like been vacuuming. And he lift up the couch with one hand and
or something like that. Okay,
I'm like, all right, yeah. He used the power.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that. But no, I think that to me, that's not like the best aspect of this movie is the interactions between the four of them and the chemistry they have because they felt real. They felt like people who have known each other their entire lives or people who've known each other for years. You know what I'm saying? Their relationship predates them getting powers. They were astronauts slash scientists together before ever being the Fantastic Four. So that chemistry and that level of friendship and bond, it shows through the screen in their interactions as a Fantastic Four. Like to me, if you can write your characters well and write their dialogues very well and make their interactions feel real, everything else around the movie will come together around that, right? Like I genuinely think this. If you had taken Galactus, Silver Surfer, all superhero shit out of this movie, but kept the same chemistry between those characters, it would still be a quality film. Would it be as entertaining? No, because it doesn't have all that other shit. But it's still quality enough writing that it could keep people engaged. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a very important aspect of why this film works so much. Now, going back to all that other shit and what makes it so entertaining, this is the most comic accurate version of the Fantastic Four in terms of individually how they function. This is, I think, the best example of Reed being the smartest person like supposedly being the smartest person in Marvel. They showcase that to its entirety in this movie.
It haunts him
more than his actual superpowers, actually.
Yeah.
Like you really don't see him use his actual powers that much in this. He's using his brain. Most of the time when Reed is useful or getting the Fantastic Four out of a situation, he's not using his real powers. He's using his brain and how smart he is to get them out of situations.
I think what showcased that, and you know what, as I'm watching this movie, I wondered this. I said, you know, Reed was already smart, but I wondered if them getting their powers also like made him smart. Because I don't know if you know about the Maker from I want to say it's the Ultimate Universe.
The evil
like,
version of Mr. Fantastic.
He extends his head to make to let his brain get bigger.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so fucking like he's able to do the things he did. So I wonder if that's how his powers work. But like you said, they really showcase Reed's his intellect and they show like why it's a problem sometimes. And he goes, I forgot what it was, something about the baby. And or they were having and he had his thought like, shit, maybe we should get this nigga up.
I actually have a question on that when you done.
He didn't say it, but he said honestly, I don't have a way for us to fix this problem right now. There's only one way.
Yeah.
And then he stops because he realizes who he's talking to. I'm not dictating to myself. I'm not talking to myself. And Sue runs off. He chases after her, and she said, you know, you being you makes it hard to be around you sometimes. Yeah. He goes, I don't want to be like this. He's like, I just do. I think about the worst possible case scenarios so I can fix them. That's just how my brain works. It's how I stop together. I forget what she says, and I felt that. Like, obviously, I'm not. I mean, I do feel like I'm the smartest thing in the world, you know. So,
but we gotta all live in our delusion a little bit. I'm with you, gang. I'm with you.
You know, when people say shit, and I have a lot of questions. Okay. And sometimes I ask those questions, and I shouldn't be asking those questions. That's how my brain works. I just needed to know, you know, and that's how his brain works. He needs to know so he can fix this. It's like, no, you do this. It's not. You don't have to do this. Nobody hires you to do
this.
Just
you.
It's not your job. You go out and you do this on your own.
Yeah, so I do think though, as far as the getting to that crux though of why they were having that argument and giving up Franklin, who, for those of you who don't know who Franklin Richards is in Marvel Comics, just know it's the reason Galactus wanted that child. This brother is OP, but he's a baby in this movie, so you don't really get to see it. But when Franklin gets grown in the MCU, y'all gonna see he's a problem. You gonna see exactly why Galactus wanted him.
If Franklin was around, and let's say Franklin was about 14, 15 when Thanos came around.
Yeah, let's just say this. If Thanos had showed up while Franklin Richards was fully grown, Avengers Infinity War would have been a 20-minute movie. And Thanos would not have came out.
I doubt it would have been 20 minutes.
I'll just let y'all know right now. Like Franklin is like that. So when we found out that they were introducing Franklin in this movie, I was very curious. Like, how are y'all going to put him on screen? Because a comic accurate Franklin on screen is not going to be very entertaining because he's going to destroy a lot of these villains with no effort. Just to give y'all context on how powerful Franklin is, in the comics, Franklin makes Galactus his herald. So we're dealing with a character of immense power, right? So I understand why Galactus wants him specifically, but that's just a precursor to my next question. Would you veto if faced with the prospect
Niggas got to
of
see me, nigga. I ain't giving
Earth
up
is
my.
getting eaten,
Nigga, I'm not
or you
giving up
can
my
give up your
kid, nigga.
child? What are you doing?
As a childless man, I can say niggas gonna have to come see me, nigga. They gonna have to come
I'm
take
mad at
this
that.
baby, nigga.
Same.
Nigga,
Same.
I'm switching them all
Same.
down, nigga. Galactus
Same.
too. So I thought
Same.
I'm not gonna lie, that probably outside of the Silver Surfer, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. It's just how people were so mad about it.
What you mean y'all not gonna give up your kid, bro? That
So,
scene when they first come back
dog,
from when they come back to
they look,
Earth
they
after they
like,
negotiated with Galactus, and this is in the trailer, so this isn't really a spoiler. And the media is like, "Hey, so how did y'all defeat Galactus?" And Ben is like, "Yeah, we didn't." And Reed is like, "We attempted to negotiate, but Galactus he asked for something that was too high a cost. We couldn't do it. What did he ask for? He asked for our child." They like, why the fuck is that
okay,
baby here
nigga,
then?
what the
Why
fuck we
you
doing?
come back with that baby then? He
So-
should be like, what you mean?
So I think so. So one, this is just about Reed is not. I'm always okay with Reed not having other human interaction because of how he is. So him going, he probably should have been the one to speak. It should have been Sue. First of all, it should have been. It always should be Sue speaking.
Definitely, yeah. He was talking a little too much.
Because I mean, even from the movie, from what they're showing us before all this happens, Sue's the diplomat. She speaks. Reed is, he had hosted a children's TV show where they're fucking falling asleep and bored in there because he talks about science shit. Blow something up, nigga. Set a fire. Fly, levitate.
Like Sue is the more natural public speaker.
Sue should have been up there. They all look tired though because they had been gone a month, but they all look tired, and it's just something he shouldn't have said. Hey, we tried to negotiate. He wanted the planet. He coming. We gonna find a way. I would have left it at that.
Because now you've exposed to the world that there's a solution to this problem of the entire planet getting destroyed, and it's just not a solution we want to do. And everybody's like, well, okay, what's plan B then? Because if you don't have anything else, guess what? Y'all gonna have to give up that goddamn baby.
I tell my girl like this all the time. It's okay to lie sometimes. You don't need to know.
In this case, like when Reed was like, yeah, he asked for our child, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, gang. I don't think you should have said that.
Hey, you gotta give up that kid, nigga. Again, if it's my kid, absolutely not. If it's your kid.
But if it's everybody, like, I ain't gonna lie, I felt it. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel it. Because if I'm Reed or Sue, hell no, y'all not getting my child. But if I'm everybody else, if I'm the rest of the planet, and I know to save planet Earth, all y'all gotta do is give y'all child up. Otherwise, our planet's getting destroyed and everyone on it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Why did y'all come back to Earth with that baby?
But it's kind of crazy because when Galactus at least initially said it, well, you see what's on Galactus' mind when they roll up, when they shit gets scanned, and that shit is scanned the whole
zeroes
shit,
in on Sue's stomach,
stops right past her, goes back, gets smaller. I'm like, hey, this nigga fooling, dog. But you see, I mean, you can. When he initially said it, though, I feel like all of them stopped and thought about it. But then they also make mention of their history. They had a miscarriage, and after that, they just weren't able to get pregnant. So they're not trying to get pregnant at this point, and it happens. Nigga, we having this baby. Hey, we having this baby. Nigga, you gonna have to come see me. I'm not giving.
Galactus was wilding though. Like first you request their child, then you force her into labor prematurely and while y'all in space is crazy.
I'll be honest, nigga. The humans on that Earth was soft because I would have wanted to take that baby, nigga. I mean, I would have tried.
Boy, you would have got waxed.
Because how long did it take? How long did it take him to come up with a solution? They was in that bitch. He was looking. Well, they don't know that.
He came up with one. It just didn't work.
Well, that's what I mean.
His plan to ship Earth somewhere else.
So that's what I mean. How long did it take them to come up with that? Before then, it's just shit. He coming.
Yeah.
Hey, go out, hang out with your families. I thought it was crazy that you had a cult of Galactus like almost immediately after the Silver Surfer came.
I ain't gonna lie though, that's so accurate.
It's very accurate.
I'm just like, bro, that's some shit humans would do for sure.
Like that's
definitely something we would do. Yeah,
he's coming to redeem us, nigga. Did you not hear what she said?
The part where he's gonna eat the goddamn planet. All right, bro, you got it. Because I can't say, because you're right. There was probably an era where I would have been like, nah, humans aren't that stupid. But given recent events, And just seeing that Cult of Galactus thing, I was like, you know what? This is exactly how that shit would have went down if this was real.
Now, seeing Galactus, I don't know. He still seems small to me. Like he looked a
Yeah.
lot larger on the ship, but when he got to the Earth, I don't know. Maybe he did shrink. I don't know, but he
Well,
looked.
we know in the comics that is a thing
he
Galactus
does.
can
Yeah,
do. He can shrink to actually go on to a planet. Because typically when you see Galactus, he's towering over whatever planet he's going to consume. So I'm gonna assume that's what that was. The movie doesn't really do a good job of explaining that. But
And
I
when he's in
do,
the chair, you're looking at like his eyes light up, and you're like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
that's him back there."
yeah. Yeah, and
But then
I
on
do
Earth,
think
you're
though
like,
this
"I
is the
see this."
best Galactus we've ever gotten on screen
Oh,
by far, which
100%.
isn't saying much because, like I said, he was a cloud before
I mean,
and didn't
honestly, let's
speak.
just say,
But
you know, live action. This is the only Galactus we've seen on show because it is.
yeah, you're right. This is the only actual Galactus we've gotten on screen.
And it was
Um,
his purple suit, accurate as fuck.
it worked. Like everything about Galactus in this movie worked. Like he was actually a great villain, and I saw people saying that Galactus was nerfed in this movie. Yes and no. He was nerfed in the sense that he wasn't his comic book version, but no one in the MCU is their comic book version because you just can't do that. There's no way to take a comic accurate version of somebody and put them on. Even Thanos wasn't the comic accurate version of Thanos. Infinity War would have been 2 minutes. He would have just wiped the floor with everybody. Like it wouldn't have been a thing. So you can't just put comic accurate versions of characters on screen. But I do think Galactus was shown to be a cosmic otherworldly force. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything too much. I don't want to get too deep into the third act, but I'm gonna just say there's a scene in here where you see people have to push themselves to their complete limit just to move this nigga a couple of feet.
And when we say limit, we mean that limit.
Absolutely. Literally just to push him back a couple feet. So characters have to push their powers to their limit.
This is the one time that I am going to say this with the comic. And because everybody always throw around this person isn't a villain. This person isn't a villain. This person isn't a villain. No. Galactus ultimately is not a villain because if you think me as a person, no, that's such a bad analogy.
He's a villain.
I'm thinking about me to an ant.
Or like just you to any animal you consume.
I'm not thinking about eating. Essentially, yeah. Basically.
You to any animal you eat.
So
literally,
Galactus,
name an animal you eat.
And so Galactus is 100% a villain because
he's a villain, but it's like he needs to eat planets to survive. That's his food source,
and that's just how the Marvel universe works.
Yeah,
he eats planets. I don't know how that shit works. I just know it works like that.
Yeah.
So I've seen in one, and there's always multiple different reasons why he eats planets. But he mentions it in this one that he hungers. It's a constant hunger. Only thing he eats planets with living beings because they have more energy.
Yeah.
He needs that energy, and he's been doing it for a fucking millennia. In some places he's been around since before the galaxy was around. Sometimes it's when the galaxy was started, he became a thing. Mm-hmm. So you can if you're looking at it as outside of Earth, and you looking at with what do we call it, the Celestials, from a Celestial standpoint. No, he's not a villain. He's just doing his thing. But nigga, this nigga he's the worst villain.
The worst villain. Like the worst one you can encounter.
This nigga trying to eat our planet. He's about to kill all of us, bro.
Everybody.
Can we go somewhere else? Do we have to stay here? Now, we know transportation wise that wouldn't have been easy, but
no, Galactus in this though was everything I think I could have hoped for an on-screen Galactus, right? Like I feel like him and the Silver Surfer were executed flawlessly. Like both of them were executed flawlessly. I have no complaints at all. Julia Garner did her thing as far as, her performance as Shella Ball. I was trying to remember the actual Silver, like her actual name, not just Silver Surfer. And then Ralph Ensign is Galactus. Like they both killed that. And I think when you can get the villains right, which is something the MCU has been hit or miss with their villains, any MCU movie that can get the villains right, you already have a leg up on most other MCU films because that's been a on and off struggle for Marvel. I'm glad they were able to knock this one out the park.
I'm gonna say this: we know Marvel has a problem with trying to make all of their villains sympathetic. Galactus
They
is
didn't
not
do that here.
sympathetic. Oh,
Not at
Sil-
all. You
Sil-
understand where he's coming from because it's like I need to eat planets to survive. But they don't try to make him. You're right. They don't try to
Right.
make him some
Now,
sympathetic figure or give him like, no, I eat planets. It is what it is. I'm about to come
even
eat yours. I don't care that y'all live there. I
even
don't.
Silver Surfer though, they don't make her really. He's like that whole scene with Johnny was great. Like he's talking to her like, yeah, I heard these messages. I was able to decipher this. You know, from your planet. You did this. You did that. You did this. And then that nigga said, "Flip switch, bitch." Hey, you're gonna witness the destruction that you caused.
Yeah.
You personally, you've done this. You have gone out, and because they said they like, how does he find his planets?
She was
And
like,
she
he
just
doesn't.
he doesn't. They like
You do.
so like
Yeah.
you're responsible for this. That's like nigga. I'm trying to think of a really not as graphic thing, but let's say nigga a serial killer, bro. Use a serial killer for instance. The serial killer not picking his victims, his wife picking the victims, or his kid picking the victims.
You're
I'm not
just as
I'm not
yeah.
killing them
You're
here,
causing this though.
nigga. That's
You have a direct hand in what's happening here. Like that's exactly
so
what Silver Surfer
so
is in
I
this.
they
Yes.
they didn't. I love that they didn't try to. They tried to make her kind of sympathetic by showing us these images and shit of her, which I didn't care for. But
Yeah.
it just it didn't work though. Like
I don't think
she's
they made her
still
sympathetic though. Like well, you're right. To an extent, they did try to make her sympathetic, but it was only just true to who the character was. Like we
yeah.
know whether it's Norm Rad or whether it's Shella Ball, Silver Surfer as a concept, no matter which Silver Surfer you're talking about, is a character who Galactus tried to eat their planet, and they offered themselves up as a sacrifice to be their herald. So the Silver Surfer inherently as a character is supposed to understand what it's like being on the other side of Galactus. So just naturally from that character having that background, they're going to be a little sympathetic to these planets if given the right information. Like if you push it in front of their face like Johnny did, it makes sense that that character will be a little sympathetic to those planets because that character was once in those planets' shoes.
I think the one thing I don't think they do a good enough job of explaining. I mean, you can kind of figure it out is that when they get those cosmic powers, you're not yourself. So like those memories that they have isn't like it's not something they keep. So her being able to speak her own language, that's just something that's that's natural. I've been doing this. I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I speak millions, thousands of languages when I go into different planets. So that's natural to her. But the memories and those feelings, it always and I say they don't explain this, but it always happens. The Silver Surfer isn't just a good guy. It's always something where the Silver Surfer breaks from Galactus, but
Yeah.
he does it with the help of other individuals,
Yeah.
usually the Fantastic Four. And that's you see that here when Johnny do his thing, his whole little plan that he had, and the Silver Surfer leaves, and Silver Surfer come back. You like okay, well it was kind of it was and it wasn't unexpected to how the final fight ended.
It was unexpected in the sense that it wasn't telegraphed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it wasn't foreshadowed to that extent, and like you hadn't seen Silver Surfer at this point in the movie. You hadn't seen Silver Surfer for a little minute, so like when she reappears on screen, it's like, oh shit! Like it's that immediate shock of you just weren't expecting it. But if you know the story of Silver Surfer, you probably could have telegraphed that.
Yeah, you figured out.
Yeah,
so, but I was going somewhere with that.
I'll get us back on track and say this is by far the best MCU movie we have gotten since No Way Home.
Really?
Yes. Yes. It's Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude.
I keep forgetting that Deadpool and Wolverine's an MCU movie. Like I still associate it with like as a separate thing, but I keep having to remember that's an MCU movie.
You're not gonna agree. That's fine. Okay. I probably would. And again, I've had my issues with both of these movies. I've enjoyed two other movies over this
one. I feel like you're about to say some bullshit, but go ahead.
What you think I'm about to say?
No, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, say one, because I'm gonna say two.
If you say the Marvels.
No.
Okay.
I did enjoy the Marvels.
He was about to scare me, gang. He was about to scare me, bro.
Captain America, Brave New World.
Really? I can't follow you on that one. Thunderbolts was Thunderbolts is amazing, so I'm not mad at that take because Thunderbolts is a really good movie.
Those two movies. Now, Captain America, I want to say it's 100% Sam Wilson's fault. that I enjoyed that I
Yeah,
haven't.
I mean, I
But
agree. I think Captain America 4 is a movie that just suffered from bad writing at certain
I think they
points.
could have did a lot of things
But
differently
like,
to make it better. But
yeah, the skeleton of that movie, like there's a good movie in there. It's just the execution with certain scenes and the writing in certain scenes was very lackluster.
to be honest with you, having him face off with the Serpent Society would have been a better movie
Yeah,
than Red
trying to have
Hulk.
him fight a red Hulk. That's another thing. Like they basically made it. Not to get into a complete Captain America tangent, but they made a Incredible Hulk sequel and they just
Yeah,
put Captain America
yeah,
in it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It felt a little weird, but
That was my, like I said, I think I said this when we did it. Like, they really wanted, again, I love Harrison Ford. Him as fucking Thunderbolt Ross is fucking amazing. But they could have let the Hulk have another movie. They could have let the
yeah,
Hulk
like
have
at
another
that
movie.
point, and it's like we're about to be 20 years removed from that movie pretty soon. We're
So
not that far off of being 20 years removed from that movie. So just casually dropping this
yeah,
as like basically a sequel to that
what was it?
is
I
crazy
don't
to
remember
me.
his last name was Stein though, right? The leader.
Oh, the leader. I do not remember the leader's name. I'm
Anyway,
gonna be
but
so real with you.
him as well. Like, and so it was just wild. We could have, they could have had what's Isaiah Bradley still been
Yeah,
brainwashed and accused of that, and still had all these other things going on facing the Serpent Society. I feel like that would have been
yeah.
a lot better.
I agree.
I think,
Than what we
especially
got.
as a because it is a sequel to Captain America 3, but we got a new Captain America. I'm pretty sure they're working on a new trilogy. So let them start out small. This nigga got a
Yeah.
vibranium suit.
Yeah, a
He fighting
vibranium suit and he's fighting a
a
Hulk.
Hulk.
First movie in. It's like,
Come
dang,
on
bro.
now,
Like, can we
man.
baby steps? You don't even got a super. You don't get a super soldier,
And
nothing.
I
Like
wish
baby
they would.
steps.
And this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this movie, and I'm gonna get back. I wish they would focus more on like how smart Sam Wilson is.
I agree.
Um,
I
but
agree.
but yeah, I saw. Like I said, I'm just getting my rating now. I gave it a 7. Um,
Okay.
I felt like I was going to go lower when I was leaving the movie. I'm like, no, it's not that low. I was gonna say 6. It's not a
Nah,
6
this ain't
because like
that.
because
Nah.
I do agree with you. The writing was good, the acting was good, the set design was good. I think there were a few times where I looked at the CGI and I was like, they did not spend enough money on this particular thing,
Yeah.
but
It was
everything
like
else was
certain
good.
scenes,
Yeah,
but not throughout.
it
Yeah.
wasn't throughout the movie that the CGI was bad. It was just a few points, and when I say a few points, I mean like 2-3 seconds worth of frame, and you like the
Yeah.
CGI looks terrible right here. I
Yeah.
seen somebody say they hated the baby in the CGI baby. And I was like,
Franklin
I
was
didn't,
not really CGI like that.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, like they
I didn't
didn't.
see have a problem with it. I thought it was an
Yeah.
actual baby.
Yeah, to me it looked like it. Like shit. Like, I
So,
didn't see nothing that made me think it was that
but
crazy.
I think the lack of the lack of action that we got in the movie.
That's fair critique.
Even the final fight scene is not really a fight. You
Yeah.
know, it's niggas struggling.
Yeah, literally. Like it ain't even. It's just niggas
Niggas
struggling.
struggling. Now,
It's Galactus doing his thing and people struggling to stop him.
when a Hulk struggled with Thanos, he was still getting his ass whooped.
Yeah,
It's just shit happened. Now,
yeah,
I do want to say I love this about Galactus. I already said this. My favorite two parts about the movie was going to be Silver Surfer and it's going to be Galactus, to be honest with you. And then the people so mad about that baby. That shit is hilarious.
no, that was the best part, but especially the newscaster when he was getting interviewed.
Dog.
Read it soon need to give up their child, and I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have said shit, bro.
Shouldn't have said shit. But I think they made Galactus. They really tried. So not trying to make him sympathetic, like you said, he just is. So when niggas be like, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Literally,
This
it's just
nigga
that with him.
is.
It
So
is what it is.
I
Ain't
thought
nothing
it,
personal.
and that's the thing. It's really no emotion, and when
Yeah,
he's doing anything, it's not. I think the only emotion that he really felt was like I don't even want to. I don't say it was like it was an emotion because he felt pain. We know he felt pain when
yeah,
Reed opened up his little eating valves
yeah.
and his food what fell out. I don't know what the fuck that stuff is, but my favorite part with Galactus is when this nigga lands on he gets the Earth. It's a little baby tsunami when this nigga jumps into the fucking bay and the nigga gets to land. I thought he was gonna knock over the Statue of Liberty. That shit would have been hilarious because why did he look at it like that?
He just looked at it like
He turned back at it like, bitch, you think you big? I'm big.
like, oh, like, why he just trying to flex on a statue? Like, what are we doing, gang?
When he got to ground though, the nigga just picked up a bunch of just trees and dirt and grounds and that's that good shit.
And even Johnny looked at bro like the fuck
and threw it back. I thought the nigga was gonna eat it. That would have made more sense. That nigga said, y'all ain't about to have this shit no more.
I was like, oh yeah. You could tell he's like, oh yeah, this planet through.
Hey, this bitch right. I'm gonna smacking a watermelon. That nigga smacked the herbs. That nigga, oh yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. It's over for you. This bitch right is crazy.
And then he say, like I said, I've been coming across a lot of shit since then. I've been coming across different comics about this movie, different clips. Did he say in this movie that he used to be small like them?
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. So when he said that, he did say, he's like, I used to be little like you. And then I grew. And I turned to my sister, I'm like, I be saying that to my nephew. But no, that, like I say, he's very emotionless in this, which how he should be.
Yeah.
And Silver Surfer as well, because Silver Surfer is an extension of Galactus. For the most part, she's emotionless until those emotions are brought out.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, really feeling the comic book accuracy. The same thing we say every time almost anybody puts out a movie where it's not what they're used to. They hated the Silver Surfer. They've been quiet online since the movie came out.
So I was like, since the movie came out, all the why is Silver Surfer a woman people been real silent since the movie came out.
I've been seeing some Sue Storm hate, and I seen the nigga say it's woke because why is she this strong? And rightfully so, motherfuckers ate him up quickly. Like, do you know Sue Storm?
Do you know who Invisible Woman is, bro? I'm just waiting on when we finally get the X-Men and niggas get mad because Storm is the strongest one. It's like, have y'all ever read an X-Men comic before?
But yeah. I like the movie. I gave it a 7. I think I'm gonna stick to that 7. Like I said, for those reasons, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the dialogue. I wanted more. I'll say I wanted a lot more, and we just didn't see it. They even mentioned, hey, Mo Man tried to do this. He tried to do that. Oh, the Fantastic Four stopped him.
Yeah, we didn't really see that fight at all. It went from Mo Man attacked to the next frame, Mo Man's getting arrested. I'm like, well, damn, that was quick.
So the last thing I'm gonna say about this, and I'm gonna tie it back to Superman. He was giving Superman shit for losing his fights. Niggas wasn't winning fights. They told us about him winning fights. They told us about Superman winning fights.
True.
These niggas ain't winning no fights.
I can't say that because they did.
Did they?
Yes. Was Silver Surfer was chasing them?
They didn't win that, nigga.
That's a dub.
Nigga, that's a dub. They retreated. They did not win.
Where did Silver Surfer end up by the end of that fight? Was she still chasing him? No, she was not. That's a dub.
That wasn't a fight, nigga. They were running.
They were shooting at her. That's not a fight. Getting shot at ain't a fight. They were shooting at her, gang.
No, they were shooting at Galactus.
I mean, it wouldn't have worked, but that's a fight.
Man, they were.
That's
running.
A fight.
That wasn't
gunfire is fighting. I'm sorry, gunfire is fighting.
No. That was a retreat
while shooting at somebody.
Man,
that's a fight. That is shooting at someone is an offensive move. That is a fight.
Shooting at somebody can be defensive, which it was.
Right, it can be. But that you still, when you're defending yourself, what are you in when you're defending yourself? When you got your hands up, what are you in? If you're defending yourself, you're in a fight.
Fucking ran.
You're in a fight.
I want to make this clear. They should have.
They should have. They were smart to run.
Because they were not winning that fight.
They wasn't winning that. But in the same breath, to me, that's different because they didn't start this movie with the Fantastic Four yesterday lost their first fight. And then in the next frame, we see them lose another fight. This movie started with the Fantastic Four have been the protectors of this planet. They beat Mole Man. And they showed you winning these fights against these villains.
Did they show them winning the fights, or did they just show them?
They did. Well, some of them they did. It was like very brief frames. They didn't show the full fight.
They showed a nigga throwing a car.
Yeah, or they showed Reed kicking the monkey dude, right? Like they showed.
Oh, that did happen.
Yeah, they showed frames of them defeating these villains. It was very quick. It was like a montage.
You don't want to just be told. You need to see something.
I just don't want you to start the movie with the hero getting their ass whooped twice. It's not too much to ask for.
Nigga, it happens. You can't win every fight.
You're right,
And
but you
and I
shouldn't be
and,
starting off
and,
0 and 2 in your
and
own movie.
I think I can say this now because the movie's been out a minute. It was a fucking clone that's supposed to be stronger than him.
I don't care. Then okay, cool. Save that fight for the middle of the movie and give
Let
Superman.
Superman beat up another nigga first.
Bro, like, come on, bro. I'm not having this debate with you no more. This is not no. Like, what are we talking about?
I just want to point out, like,
What are we talking about?
These niggas wasn't winning.
No, fair. They won fights to start this movie. It was just the villain is a planet eater. You're not winning a fight against him.
A monkey man, Holmes.
I mean, bro,
and nigga, it's four of them. They gotta jump niggas, dog. They gotta jump niggas.
All right, see, now you move the goalpost.
Out here by himself, nigga.
Now you move the goalpost. Now you move the goalpost. Now you move the goalpost.
All right, I'm sorry. I you know what? I've been doing good this time though.
We haven't ranted.
You,
I'm gonna go ahead.
You ranted.
It's me.
You started with a rant this time.
This time it was me. It was me this time. I will accept that. It was me. I'm gonna go a little higher than you. I'm gonna give this one an 8. Just because I not an 8.5, no, just a solid 8. I think this is, like I said, by far the best Fantastic Four movie we've gotten. Some of the best chemistry between the Fantastic Four we've ever gotten. It's the best portrayal of Reed Richards in his intellect. I think this is the most substance we've ever gotten from any Johnny Storm or Human Torch portrayal. Like, he didn't just feel like the playboy, goofy, reckless character. There was parts of that in his performance, but he was actually very intelligent and very useful in this movie. Which
they do mention that, like, I don't even want to necessarily say they mentioned he's a playboy, but they mentioned
it briefly.
Liking women is
they don't focus on that though. Yeah. They don't focus on that, which I liked.
I want to not really debate what you said or disagree with you, but it's been a minute since I've seen any of the other Fantastic Four movies, so I can't agree with you that as far as his intellect. I don't remember at this point.
I think that, especially thinking back to the Chris Evans Human Torch, this is by far intellect.
No, I'm sorry. I meant Reed.
Oh, Reed? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would still say. I mean, they've shown Reed's intellect in all of the movies, right? Like, that wasn't like a thing that they didn't address. Like in the mid 2000s ones, in the 2015 one, they showed Reed's intellect.
Stop saying that, nigga.
But I'm sorry. In the other movie that doesn't exist.
Don't even. No. In the
mid 2000s ones, and then in this one, they showed Reed's intellect. But in this one, I feel like they go the extra mile to truly show you how smart Reed is. Like, they do that more than they show his actual superpowers in this movie. So they just made that more of a focus for him.
Again, I haven't seen it in a minute, so I don't remember everything. But I think from what I can remember, they show him being smart in the other one, but in this one, not when they show him being smart, they also show the negatives to the benefits of it.
And like I said, they go that yes, because they do show both sides of the coin of how being that smart can be detrimental. But I feel like they go out of their way to showcase the results of his intelligence in this movie more than in the previous films. They show the results of his intelligence more in this.
They put like 80 towers up. They was kind of lazy on the time frame because they said
he was on some real let's take like Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else type shit. Like, hey,
did you see the size of that fucking tower?
They were huge.
Yes. It take niggas. It take fucking 6 months to fix 300, 400 feet of road on Woodward, and this nigga has coordinated and set up and helped build like 80 something towers around the world
to transport a planet. No, he cooked in this. So that's why I say, like, individually, and even Ben, we got a lot of his backstory, who he is as a character, what makes him
a lot of his backstory.
The one thing with Ben they didn't touch on is they didn't really give us. They gave us like a brief scene of it, but they didn't really give us that internal conflict that Ben usually has of, if we all have superpowers, but the rest of y'all maintained your appearance while I didn't. I am forever changed in how I look, how I have to function, all of that. So they they had like one scene of him looking at a human version of himself, but they didn't really address that. They didn't really address that. Like the mid 2000s movies, they really leaned into that. This movie didn't really.
You got to remember, it's still early, man. Because now, like I said, and I'm done with. I don't know if you're done with the review. I just wanted to touch on some future things at this point. How many other movies are we getting? I don't think we're getting any. I don't think we're getting any
Not
other
until
movies
next year.
before,
The next
before
MCU
Doomsday.
movie we get is Spider-Man 4 after this, and that's in 2026. So we got a minute.
Did that come out before Doomsday?
Now it does. It wasn't
I'm about to say
originally
yeah. Okay,
supposed
okay,
to,
okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
since they pushed Doomsday back, now it does. Yes.
Doomsday comes out 2027 now,
No,
or
it
is
comes
it
out in 2026
2026?
still, but it was supposed to come out like I think a month or two before Spider-Man, but
Okay.
they pushed it to like December.
So I'm
And but
just
and they kept Spider-Man at its original release date. So
okay.
now it comes out before
I'm just
Doomsday.
excited to
Yeah.
see how they do this shit, man. I mean, I'm so I hope Chris Evans better be in this shit. Like, like
Yeah, that
I doubt he will just because he's a part
I
of that
hope
whole
so.
Sony universe, but or a bunch of or the Fox universe. But I need him back. I need him and Johnny to meet.
That would be cool. There's a lot of things that I think Doomsday is going to throw at us that are going to be off the wall, and I really think this film was like the perfect setup to lead it to the next phase of Marvel. I really think this is like this felt like Iron Man in a sense of
Mm,
like these are the new characters that we're going to build the MCU around. And this is their introduction. No different than Iron Man is a character that they built phase 1, 2, 3 around. I feel like the Fantastic Four / X-Men are who they're going to be building the next phases of the MCU around. That's kind of what this movie felt like.
so I want to. I'm gonna disagree with you there. Just because it to me, like I said, it didn't feel like Iron Man to me at all. And it's I don't know.
Not tone
Maybe
wise. I'm talking like what they're trying
no,
to
I get what you're
accomplish with this
saying.
movie.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
what you're saying 100%. But it just feels like, I mean, and maybe it's because all these other MCU movies have come out now, and it feels isolated by itself. It doesn't feel like it's going to lead to anything. If they had never mentioned, hey, y'all getting Doomsday, y'all getting this, y'all getting Secret Wars, y'all getting this, y'all getting that, and you watch this movie, I mean, I guess Iron Man was the same. Well, Iron Man, it kind of leads you to believe you're gonna get some more. The first two, first three, but I mean, I would have thought that this gonna be this is it. You know, we gonna get a contained Fantastic Four universe like Batman. It's gonna be a contained universe, and then all this other shit's going on over here. I said it when I started this. I wanted more. I feel like we needed more, and we just didn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
It was again, it's not a bad movie. It's just I needed more. I needed so much more than what they gave us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm definitely I feel that, but I'm still very pleased with what we got. So you all let us know what you all thought on Fantastic Four. It's been out all week. It'll be going into the second weekend. Been performing great at the box office so far. So let us know you all's thoughts if you've seen the movie already. If not, definitely highly encourage you go check this one out for sure. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We do appreciate all the support. And until next time, it's the Real Junkies. Peace.